I became a teacher because I think the opportunities in education are endless, and I'm excited to see where that takes me, and I also want to be able to share that with my students.
In high school, I became an EC buddy where I would partner up with a student with disability and just be their friend and help them out in high school. You know, we were both going through high school and it's really hard, but it's always great to have like a friend and someone to, you know, be by your side. So that kind of stuck with me, and it made me want to become a permanent buddy to someone and just pretty much speak up for them and help them.
I had really amazing teachers, and one of them, Mrs. Smith, was the greatest lady I've ever met in my entire life. She passed away 2 years ago, and I just always think about her. So I wanted to make that impact on my kids. So I think she especially was one of the biggest impacts, but all of my teachers there were so amazing, and I just hope that hopefully my kids will feel that way about me.
I just had a lot of great role models and teachers growing up, and I think they really inspired me to have a love in science, so I want to return the favor to the next generation and try to spark a passion and inspire them to achieve great things.
I just always knew I wanted to be a teacher. It was between math and music, but I had the best music teachers throughout elementary, middle, and high school especially, and just fell in love with mostly choir, which I look forward to teaching at Surf City Elementary, and just singing, and I played instruments as well. I have such a passion for music, and since I always wanted to be a teacher, I can't imagine doing anything else.
I grew up in a family of all educators. I'm the 5th generation to teach, and I saw the difference that all my family members made in all the students' lives and the relationships that they built with all these students. And I guess it just really inspired me to be that difference in all these students' lives.
I've always wanted to be a teacher for as long as I can remember. When I was in 4th grade, I had a teacher who I could have been in the smarter class, but I didn't have the confidence in myself, and she saw that in me, and she helped me blossom through the lower level class, but she helped me gain confidence in myself. And from there on, I wanted to be just like her. I wanted to be the teacher that inspired kids, even though they couldn't see it in themselves, that I could show them that they could be who they could be.
In 6th grade, I started to play the flute. I had been a piano student and a little child playing piano, and I walked into my band room, I looked at my band teacher and I said, I want to do what you do. Because I watched her take all the kids that weren't as comfortable with the super high pressure school we went to and make them comfortable in her room.
I went to college at UNCW, majored in communication studies, and I actually had a history major as well, just because it had always been easy to me, and I really just enjoyed learning about the subject, and just kind of took a couple classes my freshman and sophomore years, and got around to my sophomore year. I held a job at the Durham Bulls. Finally, I was their producer, and it actually was a high school program of about 120 students, and I found out that I actually liked working with the kids more than working with the videography and with the actual equipment. So then I kind of figured what are the two ways to kind of combine the things that I loved, studying history as well as working with the students, and it was pretty clear to me that I was meant to be a social studies teacher.
I grew up in a place that really embraced differences, and I did what was called the PEP program at my high school, where you got to go into special ed classrooms and kind of assist, and I fell in love with helping people with disabilities, and from there I just had a lot of opportunities to work with them. And then I just realized that being in a classroom and being around them all the time and helping them grow as people socially and academically was something that I really wanted to do. And I actually did my internship at Malthus Corner in the same classroom I'll be teaching in.
I wanted to become a teacher because school was always a safe place for me, and I want to be able to create that same environment for students that I'll be teaching. Growing up, I faced a lot of challenges, and school was always a place that there was a lot of positivity. Someone always said good morning to me. Someone always told me to have a great day. And I want to continue to be that same person for students who need me.
I became a teacher because growing up in a very close-knit family, I had teachers who pushed me and inspired me and literally made me be the reason why I go to school. So I want to be the reason that students want to go to school. I want to make that difference and see the smile on their face every day.
What it really was just, I liked working with kids and I liked making an impact. And in a band program, you really get this sense of community. You get to see a program build ideally 6 through 12, and you get to see these kids just kind of grow up in your program.
I wanted to become a teacher because of all the teachers that have made a difference in my life. I've always had teachers that have supported me even when I struggled, and they would try their best to make learning fun and relatable, and I hope to be the same type of person for my future students.
I grew up in Pender County and I attended Malpas Corner Elementary School, and attending Malpas Corner School, a lot of teachers made a difference in my life. So giving back to my community, but also making a difference in the lives of children is the reason why I want to become a teacher.
I had a really rough start in college. I didn't do so well, and I thought, I'd always loved school, but all of a sudden it was really, really difficult for me. So I did the environmental science route, thought I wanted to do informal education, like work at an aquarium or a national park. So when I graduated from undergrad, that's what I thought I was going to do. And then I quickly realized, why don't I do formal education? My love for science started peaking in the classroom when I was in 6th grade, and then it carried on through high school, so I figured, why not go back?
I became a teacher because I've always wanted to teach, and I enjoy watching the successes of each of the children on each level, and I always want to do exceptional children because their growth and their successes mean more to me because they are capable of doing anything they put their mind to.
I realized that I wanted to share my experiences with kids in the high school so they don't make the same mistakes I did in business, or learn from things that they can grow with. But the most important thing is that they can take what they learn, and it doesn't just get them to the next grade. They can take it and take it with them in life. So even if it's the smallest thing about budgeting your finances, or trying to find a job, or what's the best career match or business investment decision for you, I want to help you along the way to do that.